There are 7 mountains of influence, 7 mountains of culture, 7 mountains of society. Among them is education, politics, business or economy, entertainment, food and health, amongst others. But amongst the 7, we have one where we find entertainment, and that's called leisure. So I would like to talk about leisure. I would like us to have a dialogue, a conversation on leisure and health. After work, we often have leisure. In our primary and secondary school education, that is a full topic in one of the syllabi, either in religious studies or in social studies at primary. But leisure is one of the social cultural phenomena we have in our life today. So, we'd like to ask questions about this. What is leisure time? When and where should I have leisure time? Is there a relationship between leisure and our general health? Does leisure have ethical limits? Is leisure a threat to one's financial health? And of course, because this is in truth and in spirit, will of worship fellowship, we shall ask, what's the will of God? What's the wisdom of God? Or what is the revelation of God about leisure? With me is Isaiah White Tumwine Mutabazi, a biblical Christian theologian, a social critic, a motivation speaker, and a life coach. I would like to begin there. What is leisure? When I have leisure, what do I have?
I'm not actually a motivational speaker.
A life coach.
Okay. Now, that whole idea of leisure, okay, is an economic term. It comes from the economic world.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
So leisure time is the only time in a capitalistic world. It is the time when you are paying and you are not paying. Leisure time
is an economic term.
It is an economic term born out of the capitalistic world. So leisure time is the time when you are paying and you are not being paid. That's what they call leisure time. It's the time when you are not working, where you are paid. You are in your so-called free time, and you are paying for the free time, and you are not being paid. That's the leisure time. It could be a vacation, it could be an outing, it could be women's day out, boys' day out. You could be in a bar. You could be on soccer for those of us who like football. That's leisure time.
How different is it from me time?
Me time is you are alone and you're doing your own things. And many people actually work in the me time. They are working on other projects that are going to benefit them.
So you cannot have. So when you have leisure, what do you have?
You are enjoying at your own expense.
And the expense must be monetary.
Yeah. There's nothing for free in this world, and there's nothing that attracts another currency but money.
What are we solving when people have leisure? When I have leisure,
they're taking a break. They're taking a break. They're relieving themselves from the pressure of work and all the nitty-gritties of occupation and business.
Can't I have leisure without payment, without monetary payment?
In our world, I guess no. I don't know of any leisure that you can get for free in our world. Everything is for sale.
When you begin your response with "in our world," is there any other world without paying for leisure?
Yeah, the world outside this one maybe. But this one, no, I don't know of any leisure free of charge.
Did our ancestors used to have leisure without money?
Yeah,
Could there have been a time?
yes, they used to have leisure, but they were not in a capitalistic world like ours. Like I told you, leisure is something born of, it is the language of capitalism. It's not a normal innocent English word. It sees long time to be that.
Sure.
Yes, leisure is an industrial world term.
If you were to translate interpretatively
Mm,
the term leisure
mm,
to Luganda,
mm.
what would you call it?
Okusasulira amasanyu, okulya ssente. Kulya ssente would be the best. That's leisure.
So by saying that, you've just told us that one without money cannot have leisure.
No, you can't. You can't. If you don't have money, you can't have leisure. You are just idling around. You are idle. You can even be easily arrested. In fact, when you go to those places of happening places, they arrest you first. They arrest those who do not have money first, because they are the thieves. They have come to be paid.
Huh?
Yes, those are the thieves. So you cannot. So leisure is a capitalistic world term.
If it were not a capitalistic term, what would it have been?
I don't know. I don't know what it would. It would have been what our ancestors used to enjoy, having their time off, meeting with people. It would have been socializing.
Socializing. But now that it is a capitalistic term, you must pay for it.
Yes. Leisure is business. It is one of the biggest business. That's why when you were introducing, you said that it's one of the mountains of influence. It is business. It's one of the biggest business. In fact, it ranks like top 2. Entertainment is top 2. Yes, so it is a very huge industry. I can start breaking it down for you.
Could you do that briefly?
Sports industry, music industry, Hollywood industry, sex industry.
Sex and industry?
Yes.
Oh.
Food industry, all fall into that category. And fashion.
Fashion?
Yes. Shopping, isn't that? That's leisure.
Oh, that is leisure.
People wake up in the morning and go and shop for fun. Shopping for fun. Yes. So
so we have Nyege Nyege, one of the leading festivals in Uganda today.
Now that's the music, that's the cultural thing. Nyege Nyege falls into the cultural entertainment circle. That's where it falls.
Okay. Is social media and TikToking and so on, can that be also categorized as leisure?
Yes. Some of us, when we have nothing to do, we go to TikTok and then we start scrolling. And then we start laughing.
Am I spending money?
Yes.
At that point?
Yes, you are spending money. TikTok is today in Uganda, I think TikTok is the most consuming data app. Yes. 1 GB on TikTok lasts like 10 minutes or 30, depending on your service provider anyway. Like 10 minutes, you are done with 1 GB. So on the street.
You use the term not innocent.
It's not an innocent.
It's not a neutral term.
No, it's not. It's not an innocent term. It comes from the capitalistic world. It is a business altogether.
It is
so if you want to be happy, you are going to pay to be happy. That is how fallen we are.
Let me go next to that. That's my next question. That has just taken me to the second question. What is the cost of leisure?
It is like a threefold. You see, the cost of leisure is finances.
Okay.
It's time. It's Something I was looking for. It can even cost you.
Cost me.
Can even cost you.
How do you mean when you
By
say
the last
that?
one?
Eh,
Yeah. Have you heard have you heard about the drug addicts? Yeah, they do it for leisure.
man, that's abuse. That is leisure abuse. Why are you bastardizing leisure?
Actually, you're the one subsidizing it because it's where he gets happiness in the drugs.
Okay?
Yes. That's why he gets happiness. That's why he gets confidence. That's why he gets it. So he's transacting his happiness with his life. So it can cost you. Leisure can cost you.
Okay? And then you talked about finances.
That is what I started with. You pay for it. There's no free leisure. There's no free leisure. Yes. So you pay for it. You pay for movies. You pay for music. You pay for shopping. You pay for whatever. Everything is for pay.
And most of all, time.
Time. It costs you time. You have to have the time.
What can we say now? When and where should one have their leisure? By the way, is leisure something for everyone to have?
No, it's not for everyone to have. Unless if you can pay the cost, you can afford the cost.
But isn't leisure a need? Isn't it a basic need?
You are still interpreting leisure in that old way. That's not leisure. That's socializing. You're confusing the two things. I told you this is a capitalistic term.
So the
Hey,
definition,
for you, you organize your topic in an English language. No, we are not discussing your language here. We are discussing a practice, a commodity. Leisure is a commodity.
on the market store.
Yes. It's not for everyone. It's for those who can afford it. People are flying to Dubai.
For work?
No, for leisure. People are going to Maldives. What's that island? It's called Maldives or what?
Yes.
Yes. For what? People are going to the USA. People are going to Africa to come and tour and into going to the wildlife. Tourist ministries of African countries with wild animals are making so much money. That's leisure for the foreigners who are here. So leisure is not for everyone. It is a capitalistic world term. It is an economic term. Leisure. It's not an English word to use with the Dick and the Harris. Anyone can have leisure. It is my leisure time. Which leisure time? Where are you?
Does it matter where and when?
Yes, it matters. Where is the leisure?
I live at Wise.
Yes. Is there a kibanda, a movie theater in Iwais? Is it for free?
No, not of course.
Exactly. So leisure is at a cost, at a financial cost, at a time cost, and eventually yourself. Or in some instances, yourself.
Should I gazette some time and some places and others not when I'm to have leisure? If I can afford leisure.
Yes. Yes, please do that. People have a program. This year, this Christmas, this festival, I am going to the ABCD. People have now stopped work. Actually, people have now off work. Today is the 19th.
The 20th.
Today is 20th.
The 20th of December 2025.
People stopped working, I think, like around 15th or 11th. And they have started enjoying and having leisure. It's their leisure time. It's their time now to spend.
Oh, so leisure time is time to spend.
I told you I told you leisure is a financial term, is an economic term. It is when you are spending and you are not being paid. Said that earlier. So only those who can spend without pay can afford leisure. But the rest of you will be even working on Christmas. Yes, because you can't afford. You will see people working on Christmas.
I want to switch to the relationship between leisure and fast. physical health.
Mm.
Do you think, or is it possible, that they who have more regular leisure enjoy more physical health?
Now, it depends on the kind of leisure they are enjoying.
Do you know?
Do you know exercises is that leisure? Those are patients. Yes.
Casualties.
You people, I keep telling you, the gym, what you call the gym, is a section. A gym is just a section in a healthy club. And you must go to that section under prescription.
Eh.
So those people you see doing exercises, I live in Chanja, and I see people running on the street and then going to the gym. You people, you should go to the gym or to that health center, okay? By a prescription. The doctor must send you there. The physiotherapist must send you there from the hospital for you to go there. You don't just go there. And when you go there, you must find there another fellow doctor. Not these kanyamas that you tune on music and then start making jump, hey, 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 whoo, whoo. You'll die. You are killing yourselves.
I'm at leisure.
Which doctor? Which leisure? Which? You are a fool. You are a fool.
I can afford.
Don't worry. You can. You are a fool who can afford your death penalty. So it's not leisure. That's a hospital department. So that is it. So health it depends on the kind of leisure you are having.
Okay.
Yes. What is the quality of your leisure? What are you doing with your body? That's what determines your body. What you eat, what you drink to be happy, okay? How you treat your body while pursuing happiness will determine the quality of your health.
Okay.
As simple as that.
Somebody has argued that it has a relationship between leisure and mental health. Do you think they are related?
Yes.
And how so?
Yes, they are. They are related. They are related. For example, I was talking to my son, and I gave this example here. I need to give it again. My son Divine. I found him on TV scrolling these YouTube shorts, these YouTube funny shorts. So I found him the first day. Then I found him the second day doing the same. I went and sat with him and I told him, Sage, here's the thing. The brain, okay? I'm not a psychologist, but I read a lot of psychology and of course other fields. So I told him that this is how the brain works, the human brain works. The brain was engineered, okay, to learn, relearn, and unlearn. So whenever you expose your eyes, and the eyes are the channel to the brain. Whenever you expose your eyes to something or to anything like this, the brain switches on immediately to learn something. Okay? So when you look at those shorts on YouTube and on TikTok, okay? And they're just funny shorts. Whatever you are laughing. Then the next day you do the same. Then the next day you do the same. Your brain will tune to that. Eventually you start laughing at even sad things. And this is why you see in our generation, when there's an accident, instead of people helping, people are taking selfies, capturing, and they're laughing about it. Why? Because they have spent so much, okay, in that foolery that the brain has now adapted to that. So everything it sees, it switches on the laughing. That's how leisure can spoil and affect your health if you're not careful and selective with what you call leisure and happiness.
How leisure time the relationship between leisure time and financial health. There is a common belief that leisure is a financial robber, and therefore be economic, or rather be economical and be wise on how you spend your leisure, because it might rob you of your financial health. Is there a relationship? Does it mean that leisure is a robber, financial robber, and therefore robbing me of my financial health?
There's a hotel here in Kampala where they do not care about your money, but they only care about who you are. So in case you park there and try to enter, they will tell you, no, we don't have your services here. And then you say, but I thought this was a hotel. Say, yeah, sure, we are a hotel. And I have the money, so what do you mean? They say, no, we are a hotel, not for you. There's a hotel here in Kampala. If you don't mind, I will take you there one day. And many people take offense. Many people take offense of that. But I appreciate that hotel, by the way. It's here in Kampala. They don't serve everyone. They serve specific individuals. And they're almost members, but they're not actually members. They just look at you and say, no, you won't get services from here. Just by looking at you.
Why have you preambled your response with this example?
Because I hear people say that leisure has financial implications. It has financial implications because you are in the wrong place.
Oh.
Yes, this is not your place. This is not your leisure. It's not your kind of fun. You cannot afford it. You understand? We are in Christmas, and I know most of your fellow black men and women are going to fly from all over the Cheyo.
Why black?
That was very symbolic.
Kyle.
So they are going to fly over from South Africa, from Qatar, and then they will be closing down bars. Waiter, galawo, abasama mwenge tukuguze. Now that is poverty yeri.
But that's their leisure.
They can do that only during Christmas season, isn't it? But there are people who can do that, what you do during the festivals, who can do that from January to December.
Closing bars.
Yes, closing bars. Now, there is no financial effect there and impact because they can afford. So happiness that costs you financially is not your happiness. That's my case. That's why the other hotel tells you, this is not your place. Hey, some of you go and just sit in hotels and then they bring the bill and you quarrel.
or shall take a cup of tea, and then they'll bring a lid.
Yes.
A cup like a lid of a bottle.
The place is just up there, Kampala Road. For this, I will mention the name. It's called, it was called Inspire Café. I've taken long without going there. I don't know if it's still there. Very sweet coffee. Yes, sweet coffee. But they bring it in a tote like this. And then another small basket with small nuts or coffee beans. And you know how much that is? 100,000. That's all right.
100,000 for what?
For that coffee and the... And it's all right for some people, really. You are going to quarrel with the waiter.
Of course.
So that's not your place. It's just not your place.
I'm turning to the ethical considerations or ethical limits and delimits of leisure. But before that, when something is ethical, what is it? Is it the same as moral?
No, ethical is outness, moral is what is.
For example?
For example, you're a Muganda, right?
Yep.
The moral thing to do for a Muganda lady is to kneel for her husband.
The ethical?
The moral.
The moral.
The moral thing to do. Okay?
Yeah.
The ethical thing to do for a Muganda lady is to respect her husband. So in other words, the Muganda lady can kneel morally, but disrespectful ethically to her husband. That's the answer to your question.
So, are there moral and ethical? Now I've been re-educated. Could there be ethical and moral limitations or parameters of leisure? The outness and the do-ness of leisure.
Morality depends on where you are. Morality depends on where you are. What are the laws of your country? The laws of the land. Yes, those are the determinants of morality.
For example, in Uganda, is it a lawful thing to buy escorts or sex workers?
I think it is. Isn't it? It's not. Yeah, but prostitutes are on the streets. You mean they are there illegally?
Yeah.
Prostitution is illegal in Uganda. Now that is the moral thing. Yeah, I thought it was legal because it is public. So where are the legislators when these prostitutes are all over? Even on social media, even on TV. They buy them also. The legislators are clients. I have even seen some universities taking these prostitutes as brand ambassadors. I thought this was a legal thing in Uganda. This is unfortunate. Anyway, that is it. The laws of the land.
Okay. They are the laws that determine morality.
Yes, those are the determinants of morality.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the oughtness?
The oughtness is
how do I ought to spend my leisure?
It is an individual.
Okay.
That's an individual to determine.
Okay.
Depending on what you know and what you don't know, and what you want eventually. Your oughtness will be that.
Is it right? I don't know whether I'm asking the right question. Is it right to judge somebody's personality depending on how they spend their leisure time? For example, all of you are my fellow men, and all the three of you but me enjoys football. So is there something I lack being a man like all of you? And sports or football is not my leisure thing.
Oh. Do you want me to respond as a football fan or objectively?
A social critic. Begin as a social critic, and then you go.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. We just wonder the kind of person you are. A man who does not support football, really.
Sports generally.
Football. Hey, are you a man and you don't have a football club that you support? You must be gay. Why are you gay? Well, anyway, that's from our world of football. Yes, because
I like that because
yes, sure.
People think about others different depending on how they spend their leisure time.
Because leisure determines and affects identity. Who you are, isn't it? In this community, who you are. So football is a masculine thing. It is a man's business and a man's agenda affair. Okay? So a man must be close somewhere with football. That is what we think, we who support football. But there are many men there who do not support football, really. And it's really okay, but they are into basketball. That's all right. That's all right. They are into rugby. That's very fine. That's very fine. But a man who supports netball, a man in netball. What's wrong with you, man? Do you want to rape our women? Why are you? Anyway, that's the whole thing. So what we're trying to say is that sometimes leisure is a gender-oriented thing. Okay, there are things in leisure that look well on particular genders, and they don't look right on particular genders. For example, a drunk woman and a drunk man are both drunk. But we know who is drunker. Is that an English word?
Very understandable.
A woman is drunker. You understand? So, adultery and sex, isn't it? A sexual worker.
Why did you begin with adultery? It was sex. It is sex. From the sex industry.
I want
sex a leisure activity.
Yes, it is. Sex is a leisure activity. A huge industry.
The biggest under capitalism. That is actually the goal.
Exactly.
So we are talking about fashion, entertainment.
All are pouring into that.
Yes.
Leisure pours into that sex world. Yes.
So sex should have a mountain of its own.
Huh?
When they say entertainment, they mean sex.
They're just being simple.
Yes, they are being polite. But they mean sex. All these things are around sex.
Yeah.
So leisure minus sex is
there is nothing like leisure minus sex. Okay. This let us communicate to these guys. What is the most important thing to human beings besides food?
sex yako kantu kakuru.
Kantu kakuru. You have even put it in vernacular. So all these things go into that. Yes. And in fact, sex is a version of food. That's why in Uganda here you tell people nakalia. Oyonze mulia.
It's a food.
It is a food
version.
Hey.
The menu item.
It is a menu item.
It's on the menu.
It is on the menu. So sex is the most important thing. So that's what we are talking about here. Where are we? So whenever you see a bar, for example, people who open up bars, okay? There are three important things, three major things for a bar to exist and thrive. Three. Number one, drinks. Number two, girls. Number three, meat. Once you have those three, the bar is clear.
About music.
Music can be solicited, but even if music shuts down and the three are available, people will stay. In some bars, people are even far away from the music. They are down there in the bushes. Some bars have got bushes. Genetically modified bushes for a bar. Hideouts. Where there is no music, but there is a boy and a girl there. And that is all right. And meat. Hey. So meat must be there and pork.
Meat and pork.
Leisure, hey. Meat and pork. Uganda Scraver and Raymond. Embirizi. Amatu. Whoa. Yes. You're out of questions now.
Not at all.
But,
yes.
Yes.
I think we need to come back to leisure and socialization. So differentiate them. Because actually from the discussion, from what I've understood, socializing is the natural thing which is actually
Properly understood me. Yes.
Now leisure.
Yes. Now for me, leisure, like I told you, it is when you are paying for your happiness.
Okay.
Isn't it? Now, socialization is organic happiness. Socialization is when you decide to sit with your family, okay? And find ways of being happy naturally. without even the TV. It is when you pick up your family, isn't it? And just walk at no expense, or and play around in your compound. Come up with your own games and things that are going to make you happy. It is when you sit with your friend and have a nice time, have a nice meal, home cooked meal, and have a conversation for 1 to 3 hours. That's the freedom there. You are in charge of everything. That is socialization. Socialization is when you put aside all these phones and talk to each other while these phones are switched off or put aside. Okay, and you talk and you laugh. You talk about life. You talk about sad stories. You cry together. You laugh together. You encourage each other. That is socialization. That is something normal. Because these days, even if when you want to meet person, he will tell you, which restaurant is there? Which restaurant is there? Instead of saying, where is your home? That is normal. So that's the difference for me between socialization with leisure. This leisure is an industrious world.
Let's talk about that a little deeply. Talking with each other, what has happened to our social world today? Because why is it no longer as easy as it used to be probably in the past to talk to one another, such that even when I visit you, when I pay you a visit, I have to WhatsApp you to get me a glass of water? What's happening?
I think there's a number of things are happening, but I'll just mention the major things for me, as far as I'm concerned. One is someone robbed us of time.
Somebody robbed us of time.
Is that individual, that institution is in charge of our time. We are no longer in charge of our time. Yes, something is in charge of our time. Now, it wasn't like that before. We used to be in charge of our time. Okay? When we are going to work and when we are not going to work. We are no longer in charge of that. Okay? So, and I think that's what we need to reverse. By all means. Number one. Number two, again, another individual, if not the same individual, is in charge of our heads. To socialize means conversation. But to sustain a conversation means to have a head.
At least with a heart.
With a heart. But unfortunately, today,
we are heartless and headless.
We are heartless and headless. But I wanted to start with the head. So because someone is in charge of your head, you no longer have anything original to discuss. You are discussing what happened in the newspapers only. There's little we know about life that we haven't been told by the social media. So, when you look at the, okay, let me give you an example. Look at the content creators on social media and look at their content. Then you realize that someone is in charge of our heads. We are no longer creative. And I think creativity is too much to ask. But we are not even good at observing. To observe a matter or something or an event that happened. And then we come up, okay, with theories, hypotheses, researches, views, and ideologies about what happened. We no longer have that. There are no heads for that. So the heads that you have around are regurgitating heads. Heads that report, that do not communicate the meaning of what happened. Now, if you don't have such, you cannot sustain a conversation. That's why people sit and look at each other and then they turn their heads to the phone. Because they cannot help these few minutes discusses. They can't. They don't have that capacity. So someone is in charge
Of our time.
of your time, someone is in charge of your heads, and then someone is in charge of your hearts. You love things more than people. Whew. You love property more than people. You don't love men, you love money. So socialization can only happen from the heart.
We don't love ladies, we love legs.
You see? Socialization can only happen from that heart of that mutual love, interest in each other, not interest in what they can offer. That's where socialization happens.
Would you say
So
that again?
socialization only happens on the ground of the heart. Interest in individuals, not in what they can offer. So these days when someone comes and says, I just came to see you, you are worried, you start looking, doing a satellite survey around this person to find out, just seeing me, he might want something. But exactly, what did you come for? Please tell me, don't worry, tell me. So this is the problem. Then somebody says, yes, no, I just came to see you. See me, but I'm not sick. That is how sick we are. So socialization cannot happen. We left with leisure.
So you mean that when capitalism killed our time
Yes,
work and
yes, yes.
it substituted socialization.
Exactly. Capitalism substitutes our socialization with leisure, our societies with industries.
That sitting with your spouse when the TV is switched off, you cannot live together for 5 minutes.
You can't. You will fight. You will start quarreling with each other.
Turn off the phone, turn on the TV.
People are going to start fighting. I actually told here at iTiS, the next pandemic, I told here, the next pandemic this world is going to face is a cyber pandemic. Everything is electronic and we are dependent on these machines. They are going to switch off for 2 days, and I can assure you, 2 million people would have died.
Switch off the bank system.
And people will be killing each other. Because we cannot bear one another without these gadgets. So there is no socialization. There is leisure. There is an industry running us. And we are laughing about it. We don't know where it is taking us. That's the problem.
When we are on leisure and health and would like us to turn to the last question about this topic, join us when you want, and join us on YouTube, join us on Zoom, and join us on Twitter, on all social media handles, in Truth and in Spirit Well of Worship Fellowship. And lastly, we'd like to ask the will of God, the revelation of God, the wisdom of God, our Creator and our Savior, our Redeemer. What does God reveal about this phenomenon of leisure among us?
Now, God is about societies and socialization and sociologies. That is his interest. That is his interest. I'll only read 3 verses in the Bible, and I hope they will help us. One is in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18.
Okay. Genesis 2, 18. Then the Lord God said, it is not good is that a man should be alone.
Pause there. So the problem with our world is that it is defying that and is saying it is good for man to be alone. Haven't you heard the new talk in the world that says Nakowa abantu? People. I gave up with people. Haven't you seen the pet industry booming? People prefer living with dogs and cats than living with fellow human beings. There are many families in the world today that do not have a child but have pets. Many. And when you ask them about children, why aren't you having children? Children are... Anyway, we'll think about it, but we haven't thought about it. Married for the last 15 years without a child. Why? Because they are obeying the devil that says it is good for man to be alone. Who is your friend? Money and my phone are my friends. Me, I don't have friends. My friend is money. It is good for man to be alone. We are defying that. But God said it is not good for man to be alone. And we are alone with our gadgets. So that is the will of God. The will of God is that human beings socialize. There is original joy. Because the interest of God is not happiness. Happiness is circumstantial. Happiness is what you get from outside.
On the other hand,
happiness is theatrical. We go to the theater to laugh. Isn't it? So there are many people who are laughing but not joyous. Are you guys following? So just because you laughed, you watched a movie and laughed, a comedy skit, etc., and you laughed, isn't it? That does not mean that you are happy, in quotes. You are not. In fact, the most unhappy people are the majority at these occasions. Bars are filled with unhappy people. Discotheques are filled with unhappy people. Are not happy. They left their house because they are almost committing suicide. That's why they ran to these places, so that they can be distracted. And you know why they ran from their homes? They were alone. God was right when he said it is not good for man to be alone. Okay. So you don't have to be alone with your gadgets. I have my TV, I have my DSTV on, my Netflix on, my data.
As long as my Netflix is on.
And I have my data.
I'm good.
I am good. You are not good.
I'm good to go.
You will commit suicide. You commit suicide. Because Western countries where they have Netflix and internet on 24/7, they are committing more suicides in their houses. They are gamers. They are gaming until they game their lives out of existence. Why? They are alone. The devil wants to isolate us and entertain us in isolation and kill us in that isolation. But the Bible is very clear. It is not good for man to be alone. And that's why you need, to choose your sociology wisely. The other scripture is in Ecclesiastes. I've forgotten the exact verse, but it says, two cannot walk together
unless they agree.
Unless they agree. I love this book, this Bible. When you are choosing your sociology, isn't it? Be careful. Choose a sociology that you agree with, because that is what is going to build you.
The two cannot work together.
The two cannot work together
unless they agree.
Unless they agree. So you need that kind of sociology that helps edify you and grow you. The sociology that you agree with. Some of you are living with people in perpetual disagreement. Leave that sociology. It's not for you. It's not healthy for you.
In perpetual Disagree.
Because you're always there fighting. You are not rhyming. They don't have your energy. That's not where you belong. And that sociology could be your biological family. You don't belong there. You are born there, but you don't belong there. You won't grow there. You won't thrive. You will only survive. Because the two can walk together, cannot walk together unless they agree. It is in the text. So some of you have been killed. Your happiness and joy has been destroyed by your sociologies. Why? You are not careful in choosing them. Why? You insisted in staying there because it is family. Family does not mean that you belong. Family means that you are born. It doesn't mean that you belong.
Somewhere in Ecclesiastes says, enjoy the time of your youth. Make merry.
Yes.
Have fun with that woman.
Yes, Ecclesiastes 11. Continue.
Okay? Remember.
There's a remember. Why? Because the Bible is warning that as you're enjoying, be cautious about the risks, the health risks there, the psychological risks. Some people have lost their heads and they're now in psychiatric hospitals because of leisure and enjoyment. So you need to understand that. That's what the Bible says. As you're enjoying, make sure that what matters is secured. What matters? Your health matters. Your spirit matters. Your head matters. So don't lose your head, don't lose your soul, and don't lose your spirit in happiness. You can take alcohol, but don't be drunk. In fact, that's what the Bible says. The Bible does not forbid alcohol. It forbids drunkenness. Why? Because you can enjoy alcohol, but not your drunkenness. Because when you are drunk, you are no longer enjoying alcohol. Alcohol is enjoying you.
Exactly. Therefore, as we sum up, what are the 2 or 3 last words that we would listen from the mouth of God to edify us on how we ought to spend our leisure time, if we should?
It is not good to be alone in your leisure time.
We are in the Truth and in Spirit Well of Worship Fellowship. May God bless, keep and protect you. Until we meet again, bye-bye.